There's something primal about the axe, a tool that has been part of human history for thousands of years. Today, I'm taking this vintage aircraft axe head and transforming it into a custom throwing axe. This old axe head is in pretty good condition, but there is some surface rust. So I start sanding with 120 grit paper, carefully working my way up to 5000 grit to reveal steel underneath. It's a slow process, but there is something deeply satisfying about bringing this piece of metal back to life. Next, I cut a slot in a piece of ash wood. This wood was left over from past axe project, but I think it will be a perfect fit for this handle. From the ancient Mesopotamians to the modern campers, the axe has always been more than just a tool. It's a symbol of craftsmanship, heritage, and survival. To make sure the axe head stays put, I drill holes for brass pins, giving it a solid mechanical fasten. I wish I had a drill press for this, but sometimes you have to make do with what you got. It may not be perfect, but it's good enough for right now. For this build, I have taken inspiration from the Vikings, medieval European war axes, and from the Native Americans' tomahawk. And as someone with Viking roots, this project isn't just about making a tool. It's about paying tribute to our ancestors, who were master craftsmen of their time. Next, I roughly sketch out the handle shape on the piece of wood. Then I start chopping. I try to get as close to the final form as possible with the axe before I move on to finer tools. I take small, precise chops so I don't accidentally go too deep. Now comes my favorite part, refining the handle with a knife. Unfortunately, I couldn't find my draw knife or my whittling knife, so I had to improvise with this hiking knife. Not ideal, but it's all part of the process. I did cut myself, but hey, it's all in a day's work. Using a file, I can quickly round off all the edges and uneven parts on the handle. And now that we have a smooth surface to work with, I can start sanding. I start off with 60 grit sandpaper and finish with 120 grit. The handle is beginning to take shape, and you can see the grain of the ash wood starting to pop. Now it's time to bring everything together. I apply epoxy to the slot, insert the axe head and secure it with brass pins. Once the epoxy is set, I trim off the axis brass and sand it smooth, giving it a clean finish. For a final touch, I wrap some leather cord around the handle. Not just for looks, but for a bit of added stability. It's these small details that connect this modern tool to the craftsmanship of the past. A coat of linseed oil brings out the rich grain of the ash wood, and it protects the handle, just like the Vikings might have done with their own tools. Unfortunately, not every project goes as planned. Despite hitting the target, the axe refuses to stick. On the fourth throw, the handle, well, let's just say it's back to the drawing board. Sometimes even the best laid plans don't pan out. But that's the beauty of creating. Each of my failures is a lesson for the next project. In the end, this was more than just an axe. It's a connection to the past and a reminder that every craftsman, ancient or modern, faces setbacks. But we keep on going, learning and crafting, because that's what it means to truly create.